Oh, crikey. Well, it's a constituency of contrasts. That's the main thing. There's no two parts of it which are exactly the same. So Hounslow is very different from Kingston, for example, very different from Richmond. It's that sort of multicultural mix that you get in Hounslow that you don't find elsewhere. It's a constituency which is represented by, very many different faiths and peoples. So it's that idea of nothing's going to be exactly the same from day to day, and that there's always something new to find out about. I suppose the proudest one is that we have we've managed to really embed Liberal Democrats firmly within this local area. When I first joined the council in 2010, Richmond Council, we were a small minority opposition, and now we completely dominate the council. We've got 49 out of 54 councillors. We also have a large number of councillors on Kingston, again, a very large majority. And it's this idea that after the coalition, people were writing the Lib Dems off entirely. And we've been able to prove that, no, we still have a voice, we still are able to represent people, and we're able to represent people well. So there's that angle. The other one, which I would just point to in terms of generalities, is here in Richmond upon Thames, we've been successfully able to bring in a borough-wide 20 mile an hour speed limit, which met with some friction originally, but it's been able to save lives and make our roads safer. And that's why people go into politics, is to make a difference. And I can point to that. If there's one thing which I could say we've done that. Hammersmith Bridge needs to get some money shoved into it, first and foremost, and that money needs to come from government. Now, there's a big discussion to be had, a big, bold, and, I think we need to have an honest discussion about whether we want to see cars back over it. But what we need to have as a minimum is buses, blue light responders, and taxis, licensed taxis, because there's an equalities issue at play here. Whereas the elderly, those people with mobility issues, simply cannot get over the bridge to make over that important transport interchange over at Hammersmith Station. So that's what I'd like to see happen. I do think that there is an opportunity to have some sort of grown-up discussion about what other sort of vehicles are going over there. But as a bare minimum, we need to get buses, blue lights, and taxis. I think that the green idea of just keeping it solely for pedestrians and cycles is a non-flyer, to be honest, and shows a naivety on their part. Biggest priority is policing. It's one thing which, as leader of the council, I get told on a daily basis is that people are either worried about crime or it's the fear of crime itself. Now, in Southwest London, for the Southwest London BCU, which is Richmond, Kingston, Merton, and Wandsworth, that's the one. And we have a very low crime BCU, and Richmond particularly is the lowest crime borough of that BCU. But it's still this idea about needing to get more police on the streets. It's stopping the abstractions, making sure that police who are supposed to be looking after our residents aren't being taken up every 5 minutes to do patrols in Trafalgar Square with the latest what's the word I'm looking for? Demonstration. We need to make sure that our local police are kept for us, and that's the thing. So it's more police on the ground, and making sure that the fear of crime is eradicated as much as we possibly can. Well, what we're going to have is experience in City Hall. Because at the moment, the polls are suggesting that Sadiq Khan is likely to win and win big. I would prefer it if we had Rob Blackie, who's an excellent candidate, to be our Lib Dem mayor, but it looks like Sadiq Khan's going to win. So I will use my experience built up over 14 years as a councillor and 6 years as a leader of a London borough to be able to take him on his own turf. This is not a time to be electing people who've got very little experience of leading and very little experience of being elected. Now's the time to send somebody up to City Hall who can play Sadiq Khan at his own games. What I want to do is make sure that we're giving constructive opposition, not just opposition for opposition's sake. Now, if Labour are elected in South West London, you'll be sending somebody who will just be agreeing with Sadiq Khan all the time, offering no challenge. If you send the Conservatives up, you will be sending somebody who is just going to oppose for opposition's sake. With me, you will get constructive opposition, work with the mayor when it's important, but also give the challenge when it's needed.
Riverside.